Cultural Dimension series is a theoretical framework posted by Grit hosted to help explain the cultural difference between different countries and culture. He analyzed data from more than 70 cultures and found some common cultural constants. This series has 6 dimensions. The first one is power distance. This dimension measures the distribution and acceptance of power between different levels in a society. A high power distance indicates greater social inequality, while a lower power distance indicates the least social inequality. And the second one is uncertainty avoidance. The uncertainty avoidance dimension involves the tolerance of uncertainty and risk. High uncertainty avoidance indicates a low tolerance from uncertainty and tolerance to avoid risk, while low uncertainty avoidance indicates a high tolerance and ability to accept uncertainty. The third one is individualism. This dimension examines the relationship between individuals and social groups in a culture. Individualism's cultural emphasizes individual freedom and autonomy. And next one is long-term orientation. Long-term orientation cultural emphasizes future reward and abstinence long-term planning. In addition, there are 2 dimensions: motivation towards achievement and success. And the last one is masculinity and femininity. Host Cultural Dimension series provide a useful framework for cross-cultural research and international business. This series is widely used in multinational business and international relationship, international marketing, and other fields, and helps explain why it's crucial to adopt different business strategy and communication style in different cultures environment. According to the chart, there are some significant differences between Germany and Croatia. Between Germany and Croatia, Germans tend to have a lower power distance and individualism, lower uncertainty avoidance, long-term orientation, and so on. And instruct Croatia may score slightly higher on power distance, uncertainty avoidance, and short-term orientation, while similar to German on individualism, long-term orientation. This difference between 2 countries reflects the unique cultural views and social habits of the 2 countries, and these dimensions analyze contributes to more comprehensive and understanding of cultural background in Germany and Croatia.
Power distance is a concept that helps us understand how people in society view the differences in power between individuals. It's about whether they expect and are comfortable with the idea that some people have more power than others in organizations and other institutions. In the specific case of Croatian analysis, this dimension is notably accentuated, as evidenced by a robust score of 73. This high score suggests that Croatian society predominantly embraces a structured hierarchical order wherein everyone's place is understood and accepted without the need for elaborate justification. Within organizational contexts, hierarchy is perceived as a reflection of inherent inequalities, underscoring a prevalent inclination towards centralization. In this cultural context, individuals in subordinate roles tend to expect clear directives and guidance from their superiors, reflecting an inclination towards a structured and authoritative approach. Notably, the archetype of an ideal boss in the society aligns with the qualities of a benevolent autocrat, emphasizing the values based on strong authoritative leadership that combines both benevolence and decisiveness. Results from science studies show that Croatia is only a moderate individualistic country and has a tendency of leaning towards feminine culture, with a relatively weak long-term orientation, which can all be recognized characteristics of recently developed countries. However, uncertainty avoidance is high, which could be characteristics stemming from post-transition economies. All of these suggest that the actual process of exponential globalization and that the advent of certain information coupled with a knowledge-driven society can result to a convergence of individuals' attitudes close to those in better developed countries. Croatia having a score of 42 can be characterized as a collectivist society. This collectivism is clearly evident in the strong and enduring commitment to one social group, which can encompass the family, extended family, or even extended relationships. In such a society, loyalty holds paramount importance, often surpassing other societal rules and regulations. There is a strong emphasis on nurturing close-knit relationships, and individuals within the group are expected to take on shared responsibilities for the well-being of fellow group members, and as loss of face, which can be deeply significant in the interpersonal interactions. The relations between employers and employees are viewed through a moral lens, akin to family ties. Hiring and promotion decisions are heavily influenced by an individual's affiliation within their own group, and management focuses on the oversight of various groups within such organizations, emphasizing the importance of collective harmony and unity. The German society can be characterized as a truly individualist one, small families with a focus on the parent-children relationship as well. This is defined by the contract between the employer and the employee. Furthermore, communication is among the most direct in the world, following the ideal to be honest even if it hurts, and by this, giving the counterpart a fair chance to learn from their mistakes. It is essential to instill a sense of collectivism, specifically in Croatian management practices when outsourcing business operations, as advocated by Chow's 1988 article. This approach facilitates effective management in cross-cultural systems, resulting in several advantages, including efficient knowledge transfer, heightened innovation and creativity within the business strategy, and improved employee training tailored to the specific context of the business and the culture. To promote Hofstadter's management theory, organizations adjust their policies to foster knowledge sharing among employees. In this shift towards a hierarchical management approach, they modify their reward systems to incentivize knowledge sharing rather than solely concentrated on individual performance. Croatia having a score of 40 means that it leans towards being a relatively consensus society. In countries with low scores on motivation towards achievement and success, the prevailing focus is on working to sustain one's life. Managers in such societies tend to prioritize consensus building, and individuals place high value on principles like equality, the quality of their colleagues' work experiences, and in general solidarity. Incentives that promote well-being, such as free time and flexibility, tend to be favored over purely material rewards. Here, the emphasis lies in ensuring the overall welfare of the individuals rather than showcasing one's social status in our society. In Germany, there's a score of 66, which then can push us to consider it into a decisive society. Performance is highly valued, and people rather live in order to work and draw a lot of self-esteem from their individual tasks at work. Managers are expected to be decisive and assertive, and status can be often shown through cars, watches, technical devices, and other types of materialistic items. The management and Trashify should prioritize enhancing the quality of life by implementing measures such as introducing healthcare insurance and providing professional development funding for all employees and employers. With regards to uncertainty avoidance, Croatia scored 80, indicating a strong inclination towards avoiding uncertainty. In societies with high uncertainty avoidance, there is a strict adherence to established codes of belief and conduct, and there's generally a lack of tolerance for unconventional behaviors and ideas. People within these countries often have a deep emotional attachment to rules, even if those rules don't always yield the desired or most efficient results. Time is highly valued with an emphasis on efficiency, and individuals often feel compelled to stay busy and work diligently. Precision and punctuality are expected norms, while innovative thinking might face resistance. Security plays a significant role in motivating individuals within such cultures, underlying the importance of stability and predictability in their lives. Germany is considered one of those countries that prefer to avoid uncertainty, as their score of 65 is relatively high, showing a slight inclination towards avoiding uncertainty too. This preference aligns with the philosophical ideas of Kant, Hegel, and Fichte, where there's a strong liking for deductive thinking and planning over inductive methods. In other words, they prefer systematic and logical approaches that provide comprehensive overviews before taking any sort of step. This philosophy is also reflected in their legal systems and ensures that it is vital to ensure that everything is well thought and secure. Overall, each country has a high percentage which brings common point for services, designing their products with the utmost diligence whilst preserving their inherent qualities, can yield superior outcomes and superior profits. Uncertainty avoidance is an incredibly important dimension in Germany's culture, with a relatively high score highlighting a preference for stability, order, and structure. This indicates that the populace of Germany are more prone to become risk averse and might prefer clearer guidelines in terms of relationships and business. Organizations that aim to thrive in Germany's markets must be aware of such preferences and should strive to provide individuals with the concise and structured communication that they require.
One of the Hofstadter theory aspect is longer-term orientation, which describes how society is more centered towards the longer-term goals rather than short-term outcomes of the life. The contrast among German societies and Croatian society is vary too much. However, Germans is more paramagnetic than Croatians, more or to say they are more adaptable to any specific culture or any situation, or it could be said they have more judgmental power in judging the situations in front, or maybe whatever they are witnessing right there. Hierarchical management policies can be amendable by introducing more on material success and immediate returns of the business, as Croatians are people who wants business and the sources and the outcomes to be in more shorter term version rather than longer term benefits. The second point is the implementing a strategy for only personal development could be more available to Trashify, as it provides a sense of self-achievement and in a way of more beneficial for organization. Or we can say the higher management could change their policies or introduce some sort of new policies which could provide more success or more success for material success and immediate returns for the business or organizations, like speedy negotiations or speedy process, whatever, which is related to proceed more faster. The big difference, both societies follows a restrained culture in social norms. Delayed gratification is more preferred. Sustainable projects like Trashify produces late outcomes. This could be helpful to endure for longer periods, since curbed culture provides an analytical style in decision making. Moreover, situation-based judgments enhances development of more integrated corporate culture, hereby best way to get absorbed. Other approach to succeed business is to implement strategies or to design products according to the culture festivities, as it can create an ambience of being indulged purely focused to the norms and the values, making it more sociable. Conclusion, or the cross-culture experience. In conclusion, mostly it is based on experience gained while working. for the employees or the individuals. Any individuals or any organization should be more adaptable towards policies. Culture gap could be tackled by simplifying to the person skills. Culture complexities dealt with students at the HBW. German individualism is practiced than collectivism, as one of the students was merely speaking and other students and were trying and following the directions. The significant obstacles faced by each side was the language barriers. However, it was compensated in written text and communicating with repetitions of specific words, so it can be encountered by each side. However, the discussions was done to promote the business suggestions and how the management can be surely be the best to the culture's difference.